the elective body. They called them the loyal officers. They were there to protect the populations and so forth. And they had elected a fellow by the name of Xemu, could be spelled X-E-M-U, to the supreme ruler. And they were about to unelect him. And he took the last moments he had in office to really goof the floof. Yes, I don't blame you for dropping something. And he took these last moments to really upset it. He, of course, had several key birds who were close to him. He was a suppressive, banned all suppressives. He got these administrators and so on and heads of planets in various positions and places. He picked out all the cowboys in the white hat and he got rid of them first, fast, and then troops, not knowing what the hell they were doing, but fed all kinds of false orders, were fed in against the population to pick them up, one after the other. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. One of the mechanisms they used was to tell them to come in for an income tax investigation. And the United States just copies income tax. They're just R6. They're a bunch of dramatizing psychotics, these guys. So in they went, and the troops started slaughtering them, and then the troops, of course, were ordered out to get a hold of certain bodies of renegade troops, which were ordered to get certain bodies of bad troops, and they shot each other up and implanted each other and wiped it out. They were making billiard balls out of these places. They were imported. They were actually, the trick was to shoot somebody, disable somebody, very often a needle into a lung, and at the same time to hit him with frozen alcohol and glycol, which preparation is guaranteed to pick up a Thetan. All he had to do was pick him up and put him in a refrigerator, and they had him, boy. Because he tried to exteriorize from the body, there he was, frozen. And they threw them into collection points, boxed them up in boxes, threw them into space planes, which are the exact DC-8s. The DC-8 airplane is the exact copy of the space plane of that day. And no difference, except the DC-8 had fans, propellers on it, and the space plane didn't. And they threw them into refrigerated units and so on, in view of the fact that Einstein was absolutely right. No man can't go faster than the speed of sound, or speed of light, which is a bunch of balderdash. The length of time from the planet Coltis to the planet Tigiak, which is the name of this planet, was 9 weeks, and you'll see that it's many light years. Coltis is one of the planets, and is to this day one of the planets of the North Star, Polaris. And people were ferried in here by the billions and the billions and the billions, and they were ferried in here with boxes, and they were put in boxes and stacked around, and the people who were on this planet already just caught it in the teeth. They weren't bothered. Nobody bothered to pick them up. They just shot their administrators from guns and shot their control points out, and they took these people in boxes and so forth, and they dumped them, and then they set off hydrogen bombs on the top of each primary volcano there is on this particular planet, and when they blew up, it blew the Thetans into the air, and after the bomb, an electronic ribbon, which also was a type of standing wave, was erected over the area. The tremendous winds of the planet blew every Thetan there was straight into those particular vacuum zones which had been created. These were brought down, packed up, and put in front of projection machines, which with sound and color pictures first gave them the implant which you know as clearing course, and then a whole track implanted which you know as OT2. After this, however, about the remainder of the 36 days, which is the bulk of them, is taken up with a 3D supercolossal motion picture, which has to do with God, the devil, space opera, etc. They go 5 pictures to 5 words, and we have the full record of what it is. And it goes on for about 36 days, and then these poor bastards were let wander out. They were then boxed up again, and the boxes were mixed, so that there were 2 assembly areas. One was Las Palmas and the other was Hawaii. And in these 2 assembly areas, they took samples from each volcano area and put it in little boxes. They had an assembly line, and at Las Palmas, it runs down the main street of Las Palmas. We've had more damned accidents on that main street than you can shake a stick at. One of our captains was feeling rather queasy until I told her, well, the old assembly line of R6 is just 25 feet from you as you lie here on the slipway. That blew the charge. The entirety of Roman Catholicism, the devil, all of this sort of thing, that is all part of R6. There's practically anything you think of. All modern theaters, in actual fact, are built with the exact symbols shown for them in R6. They even have the symbol on the boxes on the side of the theater. They preserve those to this day. It's so indelible. They're not quite right, but they still know that there's supposed to be a design on those boxes at the side of the audience to the left and right, and so on. There's supposed to be a certain gold gilt design over there, and they still put it there. And in the thing, there are about 4 or 5 assignments of who did it. There are about 4 or 5 different things that might have done it. It's blamed on one of these things this time and another thing that time, and so on, so as to get people very confused as to what was the true cause of the entire thing. After they were packaged up, they were blown off into space and let them go to hell. These planets averaged 178 billion human beings per planet. 178 billion. There were 250 billion on this planet. The name of this planet was Tigiak, and this is known as the bomb place, and this is the evil place. This is the place where they all got smashed. You wonder today where you see large areas of where the alleged volcanic action has been. Those are R6 explosions, the remains of them. If you go down through many layers of civilizations archaeologically, you come to green glass.